Also, a hearty welcome.
Honorable Vice-Chancellor sir, we are happy that you are with us today. Now, on behalf of Darjeeling Hill University teachers, I think I need to say something to you, sir, for the first time, that we are really in a state of great crisis. Because, as you know, I am Mustaf Chakraborty, I am a faculty member, Department of English, Southfield College, and all the faculty members of our college, we are taking online classes. Now, from both sides, we are facing criticisms. You know, like one hand is telling that why you are, becoming a model which can be served by, in future, that how we are rendering classroom teaching as something which is not required anymore. So why you are related with this farce called online teaching? And on the other hand, if we don't do that, then there are other people who are saying this is your university and how can that you not serve this? So how to overcome this kind of a crisis? Because we have the 4th semester and till now they don't have access to any library, they don't know what classroom teaching is. And for that, I was just thinking that, sir, will it not be possible if, say, we have PG departments in the colleges of the hills. So if those departments are affiliated with Darjeeling Hill University, because now we have to take two kind of courses, one NBU syllabus, which is CBSE, and one DHU syllabus, which is the old NBU syllabus, which makes our task much more difficult. So if our PG department can be affiliated with DHU, then I think Kashian, Kalimpong, Darjeeling, at least the students, they will not have the problem to stay, because more than the faculty members in Jogighat, the problem is where the students will be staying. And for TB Subasa, we are happy to inform you that we have a very hybrid student. Like in English, more than half of the students are from the plains, even from Bardhaman and Malda. So for them to stay in Kashian or Darjeeling is much more easier than staying in Jogighat. So can't our PG departments be affiliated with DHU or like Delhi University? If the colleges become the affiliated colleges of the university itself, because in Delhi University, all the faculty members of the colleges, they are the faculty members of the university as well. So if we follow that model also, I think the problems will be solved, because I as a teacher, I am greatly, saddened that how long we are going to continue with this farce. Because we are critiqued from both the parties, and we are really in a fix.
With, I think, the principal of Darjeeling Government College, and he proposed that, he wanted his botany and zoology department to be affiliated to Darjeeling Hills University. And I think that's a welcome idea, without us having those departments in DHU. So the teaching and the conduction of the courses could continue there, and we would just be a mark sheet awarding, a certificate awarding authority, which is what the universities are in some ways, right? So, but the solution you are proposing is a much bigger one. What you are saying, in fact, is why should the DHU have a campus at all in Jogighat or in Kershaw? Why don't we have PG departments in all the colleges in the hills? Why not, right? And that's an interesting question. That's an interesting thought, which we need to think about. It is not for me to answer that question, because yes,
we already have PG departments.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is, if we take your proposal logically and say, okay, whatever PG departments you propose to have in DHU, be divided amongst the various colleges, and they can also compete with each other. So Kalimpong College has a political science MA program. Some other college probably also has or can have. So this is not a bad idea in that sense. The London university system also works like that. If you know the London university system, which is what was bequeathed to us in Delhi University, actually. That is how it worked out, because this is a colonial heritage, right? And Delhi University itself has become more of a research university, but it runs departments that are not there in some of the colleges. So obviously this is a model that can be explored, but Delhi University still has its own campus. You must remember that, right? So it's not as if I think you are asking for the dismantle of the project in Jogi Ghat.
No, I'm not saying
You're
that.
not saying that. I don't.
Because even in online teaching, we have some 2 or 3 weeks of contact classes, which never happened in this last 4 semesters. And we are at guilt. So in order to get rid of that guilt, it is, I think, our earnest request that if we can start in this kind of a scenario, and then obviously we can have the building and the classes in Japan.
Sir, what is I felt very important for Darjeeling Hills University is to also to us to understand what kind of university it is going to be. We have got almost 14 universities now in small state of Sikkim, with one central university and many private universities. I'm sure that Darjeeling will also witness large number of private universities in coming days if there is no agitation, no strike. I'm sure that there will be a lot of private, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of offices of Byju's so that they can operate online classes, and we will have centers over here, and our teachers might be also engaged in that as an additional, like earlier days in tuition. So that situation may not be very different. But what is very important for us to know at this stage is what kind of university is it going to be, the Darjeeling Hills University? Are we going to have what Tanga sir and what you all probably think in the very old school kind of that, okay, we'll have academic disciplines, theoretical subject, we will do this kind of studies, and or are we looking into a kind of, are we developing into a kind of situation like what I always feel it in Sikkim, that in Sikkim maybe in next 15 years every household will have PhD, but every household may not have an employed person. Are we going to create this situation? There are many subjects which is saturated, and there are many subjects which are yet to open. I'm looking into it. Now in Sikkim we do have a skill university. I don't know what is it all about. How carpentry and university, I can't relate it. But how are we going to plan future? What is the catchment? Who are going to come? Because they are already North Bengal. There's already Sikkim University, which is just 4 hours away. There are other 13 private universities in Sikkim, and most of the students, when they didn't get good marks, and if they may not clear eligibility test, they will definitely go to private universities at 25 lakhs, I'm sure. Look at in Sikkim, despite having a better educational situation, still there are people rushing to private universities. Our situation is not going to be very different. So I would like to know, in fact, I'm sure that all of us would like to know, is it going to be a university that old school like Professor Subba, or you might also probably think, or you might, once I think Professor Subba told us, in one of the universities there was no social science department because they only want technology and science, and there was no social science. But I'm sure you would like to have social science. But along with it, there are important pressing subjects which are not still. We only think of botany, and we don't have anthropology in our hills, even in Darjeeling. We don't have other subjects. So what kind of university are we going to get? Because it's not just giving a degree and making them pass. I think the whole idea is to make them, to give them a livelihood, at least to make them human, is to make them live. So I think with this note, I would like to know what is the conception. Forget about the buildings and Jogi Ghat. That's, I think, the secondary one. It's important, but secondary. But I think as I would like to know, not just about the vision, but the direction. What is the direction that you are taking, the whole generation that is to come? And I'm sure that what Professor Subba said, that this university is not going to be Darjeeling-centric, it has to be cosmopolitan, much more bigger. And I would really like Darjeeling brand, it should be a global also. Thank you, sir.
I have a vision there. I didn't get the chance to elaborate that, and this is work in progress. I don't have an answer. The answer I have is that it's not going to be North Bengal University 2.0 is not going to be Sikkim University 2.0. We are not going to copy any other university. I have been in far too many universities my life, and towards the end of my life, I know what this region requires, what we can offer as a magnet to the world. So I have ideas about that. It is, of course, I mean, I shouldn't go public saying that. I was very disappointed to see that 6 subjects, which you find everywhere in Indian universities all over the world, have already been introduced. And people are talking, teaching those subjects, right? I don't want to insult anybody here. But I think that was a bad move. That was a really unthought thing that happened there. 6 subjects just plopped in there because nobody ever thought about it. These are subjects taught in colleges, so people thought, yeah, so we have bachelor students, now they can go to Darjeeling Hills University and get their postgraduate degrees there. That's how it was thought about. So it makes it much more difficult for me to make an argument to say, no, we don't want those 6 subjects. I don't think anybody will be happy, right? So we'll have to continue in some ways with those subjects, but I have a cunning plan. And I don't know whether I should share it with all of you present here. The media is present here as well. But my cunning plan is, I'll just give you an instance. I'll just give you a small hint, right? So if I were to have a department of transcultural studies or intercultural studies, what does that mean? It means that historians, literature people, it means political scientists, geographers, everybody can come there. It will be a wide enough umbrella to attract people like that. And we don't have subjects like that. And it would be, I think, a wonderful thing to have that. So people who are studying, say, the lecture language or the Lingu language at Sikkim University, or even Chinese, why shouldn't we have people who've studied that at the master's degree, maybe?
यो दार्जिलिङ हिल्स युनिभर्सिटी एउटा दोकान होइन, एउटा बुलबा युनिभर्सिटी होइन। हामीले लाइसेन्स पाएको छौँ, युनिभर्सिटी ग्रान्ट्स कमिसनले हामीलाई दिएको छ। 2018 मा दार्जिलिङ हिल्स युनिभर्सिटीको इन्याक्टमेन्ट भयो, एक्ट छ, त्यसको लिगल डकुमेन्ट हो। अन्त यो यसको अस्तित्व चाहिँ एकदमै लिगल हो, यसमा कुनै इलिगल कुरा छैन, अनअफिसियल कुरा छैन।